So, so Nightbreak Dame has said that she did not do that, but she used it. So,
well, I'm just gonna say that I was curious how complicit you were in what happened.
now don't forget you can roll for insight to see anything she says is if you feel it's a lie or not.
Right. So far, the way that she reacted to my first thing, I feel that I'm right about that, but I will have to use insight later. I'm going to ask if I don't want to shift gears too much because I don't know about your mother, but I understand how painful that can be because I have watched my family is not as well. So.
Was your family turned into stew also?
No, but but it was bad. I agree. Here's my thing was, I can sympathize with you a little bit, which I didn't think I would ever do, but here I am. How much do you know about what happened with the Shepherd Compass?
Which part? And when?
Okay. What happened when they had the meeting at the Sneckets and the Central Compass got assassinated?
She said, I was there with my first.
Who was your first?
It's like, did you never meet the first of the West?
We met a little bit, but we didn't get to talk all that much.
Did you ever see their face? And the answer is no.
I didn't think so. Okay, good. I don't think I ever actually did. The Shepherd Compass, as you know, is very secretive.
The West Compass was ruled by your previous queen.
Okay, wait, hold on.
She was the leader of the Northwest. I mean the Southwest. Queen Regina.
The Queen, okay, not to make Queen Regina. That's the Queen that we just talked about. That's
my mother.
Right. Okay. So. Okay, that's interesting. So, who took her spot? Was it you?
When the West fell, I was always in her stead because I was out west, and she let me know what I needed to do. The compass got me in contact with her. Once I found out who I was to her, she spent years talking to me and reforging our bond in secret, because if it ever got out, the drow would kill me and her and this kingdom.
Very true. So, how did you get involved with the drow all over?
The drow has always been a part of this life here.
But you didn't know that until you found out who you were.
It's sort of hard not to find out when you become of age, and in moonlight, you look like a freaking drow.
Fair enough. Good point.
So my mother sought me out and connected with me and prepared me for it.
Okay.
My father did not know.
That you did. I can see that. So, I mean, you're probably not going to answer this question, so I still want to. Who's the one pull the strings behind all this, but I know the Drow are somewhat involved. Well, how did they come to invade the kingdom?
They've not invaded the kingdom yet. Per the treaty, both sides are allowed to observe the other.
Okay. Well, let me, since I'm pretty sure we messed up, but maybe you can tell me how much we messed up and what we can do to prevent what's going to happen. But I know that the drow that was watching got killed. I did not want that because I kind of knew, but whatever happened, so can't go back.
Do you intend to tell the drow what happens?
No, but I do intend to tell you, right? A drow, we know from your mother that they only respect force, and well, not really force, but power. So, like, we still do seem powerful, but I'm not sure that killing the person that didn't have a weapon is going to be when they find out. That's not going to be good.
She says that's an interesting way to put it. That it's like you are powerful, and you seem powerful, but that's true as a group. But is my sister powerful?
I think she is.
Yes, but what my opinion and your opinion do not matter.
Fair enough.
And the one person that could have shown that Princess Ava was a capable leader, that it was a strong leader, is no more.
Okay. What do you mean is no more? I know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I apologize. Yes. I know what you're talking about. I know. That was, again, so I'm just asking, what do you have, you do seem to have a lot of plans. Do you have any suggestions for us?
You want me to be your advisor?
Well, I'm not saying advisor. I just kind of want to see what you seem pretty good at coming up with plans. I think you've already came up with one.
It's like you broke my plans.
I mean,
So you broke my ability either for me to rule or my sister to rule, and show that we either or are strong enough to withstand the drow.
Okay.
But
your sister is ruling.
yes, but at what cost? She's got a paper army, a bunch of adventurers playing at soldier. Hardly any troops, hardly any people alive. It's like you can't tell me that I know that they're not able to feed everybody. Like it's like there's not like commerce has restarted.
You're not wrong. This can take some time, but the person who broke most of that was you, or at least someone. I'm not gonna say it was you. Maybe you were being influenced. I don't know, but
so it's like you really have no idea what's coming, do you?
Well, somewhat, because I'm kind of curious.
Because if the drow doesn't kill us, something else will.
What?
Like you wouldn't believe me if I told you. I warned the West, and they just mocked me.
I'm not the West. Okay, I respect you. You are obviously very powerful. So, and you're obviously very smart. So I know whatever you're going to say is not a lie. I feel like lying at this point would be not what
roll for persuasion on that one.
I like it. I like it. Okay, not bad. 15.
She's giving you a little bit of benefit of the doubt since you're part of the compass. She knows how the compass operates. So she's quiet for a second, and she looks at you.
Okay.
Roll Constitution to see if you can keep eye contact with her with her staring into you.
Okay. No, I did not. Freak me. That one.
So you turn away. And she goes, "You fear what I have to say." And when you hear what I have to say, it's like you might end up being on your knees crying. So you believe that you have done a great service to the compass and a great service to the kingdom, and that you are a hero. And so, but all you've done is open up doubt and possibilities, and doubt and possibilities lead to death, and death leads to the 10 levels of the underworld, and death and hell. And thanks to all this, it's like Tiamat has come to Thetadolyon. So that stupid beholder, when blew the volcano and did all the death, and then left it there to unattend with death, Tiamat has decided that Thetadolyon is the 10th level of its domain, and has taken refuge here, and growing her power, and is slowly trying to destroy all other divinities, so that if no one is worshiping anything else, she will be the only one. She will literally have a domain just to herself. So the Drow with Lolith are the only, like, their power, thanks to Lolith, is the only thing keeping the Drow kingdom at bay, or like protected, thanks to the divineness of Lolith. It's like Tyr failed the West, so there are others that are weak and fail. Who does Hubshan worship? It's like Hubshan is just a hodgepodge of beliefs and ideas. It's literally a hub of 100 different things, 100 different religions. It's like they think that, like, there's even people that believe that just writing memories are enough to keep things at bay.
Well, you're not wrong in most of the stuff that you said. I'll agree, but I also think that even being a hodgepodge, people coming together, again, I've come to learn recently that it's balance is very important. So if we can balance all those ideals and religions, I feel like that kind of makes us come out.
See, she said, yes, it's easy to balance things when you have two rocks of the same size, but you have a mountain come this way to your river pebble, and it grows stronger every day. And the Drow know this, and the Drow are preparing to sink this city underground and make this city part of their own. It's like either we will worship Lolith and succumb to the Drow and their expansion, or we will die before Tiamat makes us part of her kingdom.
Well, I do feel like there's a lot of people that don't like Tiamat. But I think the Drow is silly to think that they're the only ones that can fight, because they'll die. Lolith is not comparable to Tiamat, regardless of what you say. I mean, I know you're Drow, but...
So not in this realm, but Lolith is the only thing that's keeping this world from falling into utter darkness.
That's fair. I agree with you for that. And speaking of that, I kind of want to know about your hammer. I've already had a conversation with whoever was inside.
I see you've met the Duke.
I have met the Duke. Out of curiosity, how did you learn the Duke's name?
That's, I don't think she's going to answer that unless you really, really push it.
You know what? I'll take that question. Maybe for a different time. I feel like that's obviously some very powerful knowledge that you somehow gained. Since you don't want to answer I'm sure you don't want to answer the hammer. Who made your armor? I know it was from Brad.
She said I made my armor.
Okay. Very powerful armor. You did a very well job. You did a very good job.
She said I was on my own for a long, long time, training and doing stuff. It's like, so yeah, you have to learn to be reliant.
I will say, I think that is one of your downfalls. And it's not your fault, and I know that you're probably going to hate me for saying this, but you've never really learned to work with anybody. But and all right, you are very powerful. You are very powerful. You're very reliable for yourself. But in order to overcome some things, you're going to have to work together. And especially in order to overcome the darkness.
Well, she then says you keep saying the term powerful.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter if you're dead.
I agree. That's why you need to learn to work together, which you have never been good at.
She pulls up her chains, those magical chains, and holds them out and says, "Well, fine. Release me, and I will start working together with you."
Well, number one, before I go any further, I just kind of want to see. Can I roll insight on that and see how?
No, yeah, you can.
Because I just want to see if I can even. Okay, not great, but 10.
It's like you step back when she puts her arms up.
Okay. Well, number one, obviously, and you know that I don't have any power to release you, so I'm sure that I don't know what you're playing at.
So she goes, "See, at this moment you have more power than me, but yet your power still can't do anything."
I agree. I mean, I might be able to put in a good word, but I'm still not. Look, no offense. I really appreciate you saying that about working together, but I'm not sure that even I can trust you. I feel like being part of the Shadow Compass, I do have a little bit of respect and probably more trust than some other of my adventuring party has. But that's going to be tough to earn. But I do think that you would be more beneficial, possibly to us, out of those chains than with them. But I also don't want you messing things up either.
So like you sort of left the questioning about the head compass member. You mentioned that a second and just sort of jumped off of it. So yes, I didn't know if you wanted to circle back to that.
I do. And I think I will change subjects now, considering she wants me to help her out. Speaking of changing the subject, I'm going to, again, circle back to the head compass. Do you know who, I think we talked about this the day of the battle, but do you know who actually assassinated the head compass, and did you have anything to do with it?
See, I know exactly who assassinated him.
Who?
So, his name is Shadowscar.
He was with us.
Was he?
I thought he was. Okay. Insight on that, number one. I don't think she's telling the truth, but maybe. My gosh, horrible time to roll. 4.
So it has instilled doubt a little bit. Roll for history.
Okay. Oh, 14.
So, because of the doubt, you're like, Shadowscar didn't show up until after the assassination.
He didn't.
In the timeline, he mysteriously came to help. He mysteriously came and helped us and he knew about the second.
Okay.
She
First of all,
she
playing for some of mine, right?
she said I am no longer a knight or a paladin in this. Right? It's like, why don't you call me by my first name?
What's your first name?
Sky.
Sky. Cool name. I actually enjoy that name. So Sky.
Which is
I'm trying to mess with my head, number one, because I'm not sure. I can't tell if you're telling the truth or not. And now I'm starting to doubt myself. So listen, if that was the case, why didn't you just tell me the day of the battle? Wouldn't that have been even more beneficial to you?
It's like he's not my ally. We went to warn them.
Who's we?
It's like me and my mother.
Insight on that. Wow! Are we rolling back? More.
so
Oh, I'm so confused right now. This is man. My character's not. I gotta get back on roll here. I gotta get back in my game here. Well, not good. So I remember your mother telling us that she couldn't be seen leaving the kingdom. So why did she leave the kingdom to warn when she could have just sent you?
So well, when the center compass calls, you answer, do you not?
I agree, you do.
So
why did he call you to?
So, you know, they called because we were to present about the West.
Okay, that makes sense.
And plead our case about the West and the Drow and Shadowscar assassinated.
She said it again. So, can I roll insight on that one more time?
You're at disadvantage
You know what?
because you're questioning yourself.
Yes, I'll agree with you. Hey, better. I roll better. So I'm right, but better.
With disadvantage?
With disadvantage, yeah, I roll a 13 and an 8. Well, 13 plus 1 and 8 plus 1.
So 9. So you're trying to put it together. It's still bad. It's still not a great roll, but.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm getting it. Okay.
So, you know, but your mind wanders and goes, Shadowscar did insist to be here with me and help.
You did. Interesting. Okay. Well, since that is who you say assassinated, which I feel like would be pretty tough, but I still don't know what I believe yet.
So are you saying Shadowscar's skills are not good enough? And if he's aided by the second?
Who is this? The second as in our little guest friend that we met?
Yes. Is he not here? Did he not mysteriously come and Shadowscar find him? It's like, did they not meet up?
No, my second.
Because my agents were not able to finish him off after we found out the second helped plot all of it.
Okay. You're still gonna have to convince me. I mean,
So
that
no, you said convince.
Yes.
She just rolled a 16 on persuasion.
Piece of trash. So what do I got to roll? Charisma?
Insight against her 16.
Okay, insight. Oh, this would be a great time for that. Wow. 5.
She like you're sort of leaning towards believing her.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. I knew a Christmas sound. Okay, so but you gotta give me some information. Maybe what you're saying. I mean, I'm trying to piece things together. Maybe.
It's like what she said. Why do you think I left when I saw you with Shadowscar at the hideout?
So since we're being so forthcoming with all these answers, who was with you? Who were the 2 people that were with you? At the hideout?
So other Shadow Company members. They're not random. They were my subordinates that I was able to save and get out. All my sapphire armor knights were Compass members that have been loyal. That was driven out of the west and the southwest.
Okay. I'm almost afraid to roll inside anymore.
Well,
One more time.
so you just need real dice to do it. And
Apparently, 14 better. 14. I'm gonna have to get my dice out.
so you don't think she's lying about that all the
subordinates. That's where her subordinates actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if I'm to believe you, you're saying that you did not want the sinner to die.
Yeah.
You were actually trying to protect him.
So he ended up believing us, and the rest of the compass said that we were folly.
Okay.
And the second planted us as traitors.
Okay. Insight on that. Better. We're getting better with the rolls. 12.
You're sort of believing that she believes what she's saying.
Okay. So, not talking to her, I just kind of wanted to talk to myself for a second. And kind of reason with myself for a second. Is there, if she was under any kind of mind control, any kind of anything, this circle that I'm looking at would indeed...
Yeah, it's dispelled.
Right, so it blocks out, nothing can be controlling her, so if she believes something, she truly does believe it.
Yeah,
it's not like she can control it. Unless her memory was somehow
altered, or she somehow saw something.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
You know,
yeah, that she really does believe that this is what. Okay. All right, I just wanted to make sure that was for. Okay. Well, I mean, you are very convincing. I will say that. Obviously. But why does the second want power? I can believe maybe that the second is somehow. I do feel sorry for you because I feel like if what did happen, really is true, then you've been to the West trying to save them. They called you dumb, but you were right. You've been to the compass. You were right.
The second always wanted to be the first. Like, the second doesn't believe that other races should be second to humans.
Well, I was okay. Insight on that, but I mean, I do kind of believe her already, but insight just to make sure. 11.
Well, that's not a hard one. That you do sort of, like, say, like you're like, that does make sense. So
yeah, that does. I mean that.
So you could see that. And of course, your mind remembers that, well, technically Shadowscar is an elf.
Yes, he is another race. So I mean that. So you said that you got information that the second is the one that wanted the first death.
She's like, what? It's like, how was he able to flee and survive when the other happened?
He does seem very powerful. What's your theory on that? Since you were there.
So he had help. Yeah, like I said, we attacked him.
Well, I will say 100%. My second helped him because he didn't know what was going on. Now, unless my second is somehow involved in all this, which I mean, maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. My second did help him escape because again, he didn't know anything about what you're telling me right now. None of this was conveyed to him, or from as far as I can understand, unless he lied to me. None of this was conveyed to anyone there.
I'll say it's convenient that he's dead now, isn't it?
It is. But
Did he? Did you see a did you see a body? Because I looked through the remains and like all the ones that we killed on the assault, and I didn't find him.
Okay, inside of that. My gosh, where's my dice at? 4. Got me on the mad roll.
What did you roll before you went and got dice?
4. Again.
But you need to roll a history because you got to recall.
Okay. I'm gonna get one more chance. 16.
You do not remember seeing the body parts that were spread around town.
Oh, because you worked there, I forgot.
Yeah. So because remember you found the little boy, and they did all the stuff, and then they scattered, and you all went around taking it down, going right to Highborn and picking. And so you did not find the head of your second.
Well, regardless of what you're saying is true, I don't think we can fix the compass. And stop this second noise before we build it.
She said exactly. Sometimes you have to tear something completely apart before you can rebuild.
That's fair, but is this a good time? Which, of course, Tiamat wasn't here yet, but I'm not sure this was a good time to start tearing stuff down.
She's like, I wasn't the one that tore it down.
Oh, you're saying the second tore it down?
She's like, I didn't kill the first. The second did. I was trying to kill the second.
Okay, that's fair. But regardless of what happens,
and she's like, if I recall correctly, your second was the first while you were in prison. Were you not? Was he not?
Yeah, you're right. So if what you're telling me is true, what you're saying is this has been a complete power grab at anybody trying to get power, at least in the companies.
It's like when you're on a boat that's on fire and sinking in the middle of the sea, aren't you going to try to get to the life raft?
I guess, but as a compass, I thought that hopefully our members would have had more honor than that, but obviously some of our members did.
Sometimes someone starts the leak that sinks the boat.
That's fair. So, if what you're proposing is, I've seen the second in action, and he is also very powerful. Even if we were able to somehow kill the second, I'm not sure that's going to help us in our predicament now.
She said the north and east have abandoned the compass.
I did kind of get that vibe from. Actually, how do you know that they've abandoned?
I was there when they didn't come.
Right. So they didn't come. So you're saying that they abandoned because they knew what was happening.
Yeah. Then they discredited the fact that we were there representing the West.
Well,
and why didn't they say that? Why didn't they pin it on me or the Queen?
that is true. Why didn't they? If you were there.
Well, the answer is simple. They didn't know that it was me and the Queen that were the commanders, just like you didn't know. It's like we've been the commanders of the West. And in the Southwest longer than you've been the commander of the South.
That's fair. I am relatively new, and that's why when I got put in prison, I immediately thought that someone was trying to grab my seat, or my hood, I should say. But I wasn't for sure who would want to do that. Well, since you have so much information, how widespread is this? Is the second's plan? How many people does he have convinced? All the polls that aren't, or all the hoods that aren't cardinal directions?
So right now, as far as I know, all the diagonal directions, the X has fallen.
Okay, so that's fallen. It's completely like
That's like the northeast and the south and the southeast, the northwest, the northeast. Like, of course, there is no southwest.
if I will say I am skeptical of scouts right now, but I do believe you 100% about the second. But why didn't the second do it himself? Why did he have Shadow Spark do it?
So why would it's like what better alibi is like if you're running for your life and you're there when the person is murdered with witnesses and you're trying to get out of there.
Well, we both know that Gish have all sorts of abilities. How do we know that he didn't use one of his abilities to make it seem like Shadow Spark was there?
Because all I can do is say what I saw,
That's fair.
and my armor knows things.
What do you mean knows things?
It's like you had to feel it. You had to feel how it's like you lose your thoughts and you lose your mind.
110%.
So it's like I felt Shadow Scar, and I felt it again at the hideout, and I felt it again when you all attacked me.
Well, that I can figure out. Since we are talking here, he might be able to hear me, but I don't think
It can't. It can't.
I didn't think so. So I can figure that out. I can. And if that is the case, then I'll deal with that how it should be dealt with. But as of right now, we have a bigger problem on our hands than the compass. Now that you told me what's coming, and I think that. Did you know? How long did you know that Tiamat was trying to break into this world?
It's like I was there when he came through.
Tiamat?
Yeah, that's when that's when then we started, because we were fighting the dead and the beholder in the west, and Tiamat appeared shortly after the beholder disappeared.
That does track. From the information
We were actually able to fight. Like once the beholder disappeared, we were able to start whittling them down and actually make a forward push.
If that was the case, why did Tiamat break through when she did then if you were actually disposing of them?
So I don't know. It's like I guess the beholder's power left. But doing death to destroy death.
That's fair. That's true. That's fair. Fair enough. Well, this is concerning even more than what I've learned in the other. I can understand then why you were working with the drow, because we do need the drow. But how?
She said we will need legions to combat, because when the dead march on us, the walls can keep the dead out, but nothing will keep Tiamat out.
Yes, she's very powerful. From what I've heard.
And very big.
I've not seen her, so I don't know.
She's half the size of this castle.
Great. Okay. A couple more questions. If you were in the West, like you said you were, which I know the Shadow Compass is very little what we do, why does Sir Charles not know who you are?
Did Lightbringer know who you were before you introduced?
Fair enough. You got me there. I mean, I figured you were gonna say that, but
yeah.
But you knew who Sir Charles was, correct?
No.
Okay.
No, like I guess he was just some idiot knight that got out.
Okay, so roll insight on that. I'm afraid my dice aren't much better. Hey, not bad. 11.
Yeah, that's good enough because really Sir Charles was a nobody.
Okay.
Yeah, like he was just yeah, like he wasn't like the captain of the guard or the bodyguard. He was just starting to get to the king's court.
Okay. So answer me this very important question, which it might not help us in our predicament now, but it would maybe give us some insight. How were you able to get the drow to work with you?
I wasn't. That's what I was working on.
When you say working on, what do you mean?
It's like you all butchered it. I was trying to make it to where it's like either me or my sister would be able to work thanks to our show of strength. My mother was working towards the same thing until it was found out openly.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna blame anybody. We botched it up. We'll say we botched it up.
It's like you all botched a lot of things.
Well, fair enough. I can't ask you the same question. But your plan, obviously, we were able to stop your plan. So.
It's like, did you really stop my plan, or you just prolong the worst outcome?
So what do you mean by that?
So the drow will not stop in assessing what's going on. She said, I know the losses that you took.
Okay, but you might know. I'm not sure the drow couldn't understand.
So the drow have watched everything.
They have. In all fairness.
So. And you're all running out of time. If the drow have not sent an ambassador back, that means that they've already decided, and they're mounting their armies, and prepare and readying their troops to come invade.
Okay, one very important question. Very important question. And I need you to tell me the truth, regardless if you don't want to or not.
All right, you better roll for persuasion before you even ask it.
Good. I'll ask it first. Do you truly care about your mother's kingdom?
Go ahead and roll.
Okay. Yes, sir. 19 plus 25.
She does not. She said, "I do not care about this kingdom. I care about this continent."
So what you're saying is, if the drow rolled over this kingdom, but then still stopped him, and you wouldn't care.
She said, "No, I understand. Without the drow or this kingdom, nothing's going to stop Tom. Say it's going to take all of us, just like it took all of you to take me down. It's going to take everybody."
Okay, I'm in agreement. I'm 100% in agreement with that. So with that being said, if we're on the same page, I know some of my competitors may have ideas, and I've got some ideas of my own. But I'm sure again, I'll say it again. I know I said it earlier, but I'm sure you've got some kind of ideas slash plans slash something that you have to help to make that a possibility.
But do I have plans?
I don't know if you have plans. I know you got some ideas. You know, obviously.
Plans? I was like, my plan was either to defeat my sister or my sister defeat me, and the Drow see that my sister or me were powerful enough to lead and possibly even lead them in the battle against Muhammad. It's like you saw with your own eyes that I could turn into a dragon. You saw with your own two eyes that my sister could turn into a dragon.
She might still be able to. Maybe
So,
might still be able to, as far as we know.
it's like yes, but the Drow did not get to see that. We kept that hidden until we could actually show the might of ourselves.
I agree. I think I understand what you're trying to do. I get it. It does all make sense. I knew that person was there for a reason, but I also know that you might have been. I'm not sure why you wanted to kill. Why wouldn't it be more powerful if you rolled together?
Have you met the Drow?
I have.
It's like I know for a fact that you talked to my mother. I know that you heroes talked, and she begged and pleaded that we had to show strength, and there was all these other things. She said I was always an agent of my mother, because she came to me when she shouldn't have, at risk of her own life. So we still had to keep it secret that I was her daughter, and that it was supposed to have been hidden. It's like we all, had our part to play. We used what we had to. Yes, we did not use the best things, but as soon as the king fell, this kingdom was doomed. If we didn't play our part correctly.
You're not wrong there, but we both know that while we, again, did make a mistake there, I'm not going to say that we have the best track record start now. But I also believe that Azad was very involved in that whole mess of a situation.
It's like Azad. So, while we knew that Azad was a puppet master, and that his intentions were not the best, but his power is undeniable, is it not? And so sometimes you have to, how do we put it, work with a demon to show. It's like we knew that we were being used, but we were using him, in our hope that eventually we would be strong enough to thwart anything that he was going to actually try to accomplish.
That didn't work out the best. All these people, even Azad, I feel like Azad probably has good intentions. I mean,
see, if you think that, then you are very wrong.
Well, I mean, I think he's getting power to try to somehow crazily protect us. Maybe I'm wrong.
So Azad is just amassing power to protect himself.
Okay. I can believe that. So, while I understand you were using him, why did you think that you could ever use a man like that, if that is true what you're saying?
Because he's a man, and he believes that he can measure some type of control. He is my grandfather, and he believes that he took control of my grandmother when my grandmother never believed anything other than he was just some toy and was discarded.
You're not wrong there, probably. I don't know the whole situation there. No comment on that, but I do think it was reckless to let him amass that much power. That you all let him amass. And now we're going to have to deal with him at some point in time. Especially if what you're saying is true. If his only interest is himself, he could care less about this continent or anything else. Regardless of what happens to you, I don't know what's going to happen. I know I will try to help you for what I can. I'm not sure how much that's worth or not. We will try to again make this a reality and bring the Drow and our kingdom together. The treaty is still active, so as far as I know, I feel like you would tell me otherwise if it wasn't.
I says, I've been in here for almost a week. How do I know what's going on out there? But the fact is that you're standing here, not rushing to me, saying that I need a sword to fight Drow, lets me know that we might have a few days before they raid.
Okay. So how are we going to stop this raid?
Again, she puts.
Probably know more about them than I do.
Again, she pulls up her psychic magical chains, and she was like, I have no power here.
I'm not asking for power. I'm asking for ideas. I've got some already. My companions already have some.
She's like,
I need some knowledge.
have you not listened to what I said? Power is everything to the Drow. And unless there's a female that's powerful enough to show that she's rightful to rule, she puts her arms back down. She said, all hope is lost because my half sister will destroy us all.
What do you mean? Your half sister's gonna destroy us all? You don't think she's strong enough?
No, that's.
Oh, your half sister's
the Drow Queen is her half sister.
Yes. The Drow are very powerful. I will say, what I do plan on at least using your actual sister's dragon power if possible, because I feel like they would respect that kind of power, regardless if we had troops or not troops, or regardless.
She said Ava didn't want that power. I didn't want it, but I accepted it. And it's the only way I could control it, even a smidgen. She's like, she's not trained in such things. So it's like it will take her much time to accept the rage and the death and the overwhelming power of that dragon.
What you're saying?
She's like we even picked the dragon that she should have been able to control in her form, and she couldn't. It's like it took me being close to her for her to have any type of control and not being overwhelmed by the dragon.
Insight on that, just to make sure. I feel like she's probably telling the truth. But 8.
It's an easy roll. Like she's pretty, like I said, she's pretty convincing on that one.
So I know, was it a drow? Speaking of your sister turning into a dragon, how did you even come across that ritual? Because I would hope that the drow would have told you to do that, because that wouldn't make any sense. But there were drow down there helping you.
You'll have to probably roll persuasion on that one.
Come on. Okay. 13.
She's gonna roll against that.
Okay.
12. So she's.
I don't know how they came across it.
She said that not all druids walk above ground, and there's still plenty of animals and vegetation below ground. But she's pretty sure that ritual did not come from this plane, and that somebody or something has brought it here, and Lolith led it to us.
Interesting.
So she then looks. She says, "I believe the Elithid brought it from another realm."
I can see that.
Because they have no connection to nature, so there's no way that they even would understand or could do it.
No, and they probably wouldn't care about it. Because they don't like dragons anyway. I've heard.
Well, they already have the power of transformation,
Right.
and with their stuff. So, like, the idea of turning into another creature
Doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't, entice them. Okay, you have given me a lot to think about today.
hopefully your brain can process it.
Funny, you sound like someone else I know.
So, do you listen to him also, or them?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I kind of, because he's been with me. I'm not in the circle, so he's been with me this whole time.
Yeah. You did not step in the circle.
So, when I said that, I'm just going to kind of, to him, I guess in my head, I'm going to go, out of curiosity, what's your take on all this?
He's like, this compass did not exist when I was, when I was able to see the world.
Makes sense.
But the north has always been north, and the south has always been south. But what's also always been there is Tiamat is also always the harbinger of death, and that she's never been able to take a world in a plane. But if she has this much hold over her, she doesn't need worshipers. She makes worshipers.
Fair enough. So, I know another dragon, one of Sir Lightbringer's, I should say one, Sir Lightbringer's god, and you also know him, but I'm not sure, but I need to ask. Of course, I'm still hard him in my head. Would Bahamut be of any use to us right now?
So, Bahamut only can do what he's allowed to do, and this is not one of his home planes. He's very limited, but Bahamut would need thousands upon thousands of followers to gain the strength to be able to face Tiamat on equal ground. And as you know as well as I do, dragons of any type here are not the most popular beings.
True. You're not wrong. I forgot to just ask. So our best bet is indeed working with Olaf and the Drow. No, I don't freak really. Probably gonna have to work this to a beholder as well. Which I'm not keen on. So before I go, Sky, I wanted to also what you thought about the beholder, because from my companions, apparently we've recently learned that he is still around.
Yeah, because you don't know what happened Friday.
Yeah.
So,
But before, right? Before.
And she goes, if he's around, why did he abandon his kingdom? It's like it's his mess. This has happened. It was bad enough that he was able to create this kingdom, but by him leaving, it's opened the door to this. Like they're not known for ponying up their mistakes.
Well, he might have had some knowledge about what was going to happen, and he might have got out of.
What, he's clairvoyant? Like he's able to.
I'm not at liberty to tell you anything else. One of my other companions that they might be able to fill you in on more, but
she's rolling inside on you. She knows you're holding back.
Yeah, holding back. What's she okay? Well, I am holding back, but again, I don't know if it's my place to tell you what happened, but I'll give you a little bit of information that I can give you if you like. There was some powerful magic that apparently you didn't know about that the royal family had over in the West. I'm not sure if you knew about it or not, but it was very powerful. From what I've heard. Oh, I know I was saying, I forgot. Maybe I can tell it. Those sort of thoughts like, ain't gonna question you. Interesting. Would that be, so out of curiosity, before I tell you anything else, what do you know about the royal family over there, the queen?
Other than they're dead, and the king is now like one of the most powerful undead beings. He literally wiped out half of the Southwest Compass by himself.
How is he that powerful?
It's like he was powerful in life. Can you imagine an undying, like beholder enhanced? It's like his hammer. It's like almost feels like it cracks the ground in the air itself when he strikes. It's like you think my mace is something. It's like my mace is a toothpick compared to it.
I'm guessing that king now serves Tiamat.
Yeah, that was part of the session. You actually saw him get turned into the servant.
Of Tiamat?
Yeah. No, you got to see him turn into beholder, but without the beholder, Tiamat can basically give enough time. He's going to take because it's his realm. He's that's her realm. She becomes the master of anything undead. And eventually, it will spread like a cancer and start influencing the undead everywhere.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and tell you since maybe I should, but it is what it is at this point. I feel like we're kind of at our backs here, so they had magic that. Well, you're not gonna be happy about it, but I'm just going to tell you. They had magic that actually was able to send us back in time. And I'm not saying who, but maybe all the royal family's not dead.
So tread carefully.
Yes,
so she's skeptical.
Well, I will. I will say what you said before. I don't know if you believe me or not.
Okay, but you're about to let her know that someone is.
I'm not gonna let her do that now. I'm not doing that.
Okay. So.
But I will say that again, they had some powerful magic, and they had maybe more knowledge than what you give them credit again, I will say,
So,
and I'm not sure that you'll ever know or be able to do it, but I will say one more time that working together sometimes is better than trying to make yourself powerful, as in like Azog did. And you kind of, I know that you weren't trying to, but you followed a very similar path to Azog.
she said, me and my mother united the hobgoblins. We united like the parts of the compass. We united a lot of things. We were able to get many of the commoners and put them into the castle and protect them. Yes, it's like we had to thin out those that could be a burden or a danger to this.
But I will say, if you did all this, why not let us in on it?
So, because they would have never accepted me as queen.
Well, I will say, I feel like.
So, and besides, was the whole point was to show strength, and you all were the strongest. So to prove that we are stronger, you have to take out the strongest. Was there not a list? Was there
Yes,
was it's like did we not parade you up? Did we not make sure that you knew some of our plans? Like to make sure that Azad was kept in check by you all, and to grow. So that way, did we not find ways for you to find my sister, even though she'd been confined for a long time? And it's like, do you really believe that you came across these things randomly? It's like do you not believe that those idiot hobgoblins could really do what they did?
You're not wrong, but again, I feel like, especially, you knew I was part of. Well, I don't know.
It's like,
Yeah, she knew I was part
it's like, did you not find the information a lot easier than you thought you could, but you still could find it and things? Did that not like seem odd?
Out of curiosity, why were you? Was it you that was looking for the bishop, or was it Azog?
That was Azad.
So, did you learn how to control? Is he the reason that you have that spear in your hammer?
So yes, he granted me the sphere. But I found the sphere long ago, and he was the one that helped me learn how to use it.
How did you not, when you found the sphere? Where did you find it at?
So in the possession of the King of the West's palace.
We saw it, didn't we?
Possibly.
Okay. So, who would have had that? Because somebody already had to put it there. Freak. How much do you know about that sphere? You obviously know.
I know it's not to be trifled with.
But yet you used it.
So and it's probably shortened my life. Because to draw its power, there's only one power that it seeks. Life.
That makes sense about what I know about these certain things. But you found it in the sphere the way it was. You didn't.
No, I'd say I put it in my holy weapon.
Right. But the sphere was already the way it was.
Yes, the sphere was an ancient like it'd been hidden long ago. But as you know, when we're a house of secrets gets passed on, and things are found out.
Yes.
And it's like, after all, how do you think I found out about like my mother? So
yeah, I kind of figured once all that came out that the Shadow Company was involved in that, because we do have a.
The compass let me know, but then in time I realized that it was not the compass that let me know. It was my mother that was in the compass let me know. And then she guided me to become part of the compass.
Well. Too much stuff is happening. Well, I will say, before I talk to him again, I'm going to talk to Bishop in my mind, and I'm going to ask him, why is, if this was an ancient artifact that my compass had, how did the Duke end up in that sphere?
He was like, you all are after my time in imprisonment.
Wait, do what?
You all came about after my imprisonment. I don't know anything about how.
Oh. So this was done, you don't know anything about the sphere. It was done after you were in prison.
I know about the sphere, but I do not know how you all could come in possession of it. And again, I am not allowed to speak about the sphere.
Listen up. All y'all follow the rules of Tiamat, so if you're breaking it. I know, don't fuss at me. I know. I hate when we gotta follow the rules. Be a bunch of rule breakers. Put Tiamat back in its place. I know y'all can do that though, so it's okay. I just gotta vent, Bishop. Let me vent. Okay. All right. I'm gonna thank Dame for her time, and I appreciate her being honest with me. Or I feel like she's been honest with me pretty well. And although I don't feel like I can trust you, I mean, I feel like you have been telling me the truth, but
you can roll insight about the entire conversation.
Okay. Oh my gosh, no pressure on this roll at all. We're just. Although I feel like I think I know, but 8.
You question. You question a lot, and it all stems back is that it's Shadow Scar who she says he is.
That is going to be a big question that I'll probably have to answer later, but I do believe that she, whatever reasons, whatever she saw, she did see it. I think, but before I leave, I have one more question, and I don't know if you can answer it or not. If you're being influenced, I feel like that influence, unless it was physical or something in the past, wouldn't have much of a hold over you anymore. But if you were at all influenced at any point in time, what were you influenced by?
So, influenced.
Yes.
Am I not influenced by the fact is that there is a giant 5-headed dragon that's the size of this castle that is bent on making this the 10th level of hell?
Fair enough.
All my actions have been driven and influenced, and the fact is that there's gonna be nothing left.
Good. Okay. I just want to make sure. Again, I feel like you've been pretty forthcoming to me, and I had a lot of things to think about. best you could do. You probably did. You might have done better than us. I don't know. But if we'd had the knowledge that you had, we might have been able to do more as well.
She goes, when you see Tiamat in person, if you happen to survive it, you will know why I did what I did.
Causing mass panic wouldn't help, but spreading information would have, which I understand you tried to. In your defense, you tried to with the West, you tried to with the Compass. Neither one listened to you.
She said, yes, the diplomatic way failed. So I had to go to the things that I know how to do. And crack skulls and show strength.
I know you went back to your drow heritage, which that's lovely. But I feel like there still could have been a better way. I know that you tried to do the diplomatic way, but maybe the people in power weren't always. Maybe you needed to put the power with the people instead of go to the people in power. I don't know.
She said, but my way, at least there's still people.
Well, I mean, I know you're playing. We might have told your plan, but I'm not 100% sure that your plan would have worked. Because I got to be real with you. It's only Drow. Drow take over everything. I just don't think it's worth it. I'm sure you don't either, but I don't know. I guess we have to make sacrifices, and maybe I'm not willing to make the sacrifices that you made. Maybe that's on me.
Well, when there's a drow dagger on a boot on your neck with a dagger going into your gut, you may have understood what I was trying to prevent. Or worse yet, when Tiamat eats you and 100 other people at the same time.
That's fair. I'm not saying it. But why didn't you go to the drow with this information? Surely Lilith doesn't love the idea of Tiamat coming to this plane.
I did go to the drow.
And they didn't do anything? They didn't want to work together?
That just made him want to accelerate to enslave and take this kingdom underground.
I just gotta be real with you. Regardless of what happens, I know you're a quarter drow. If we do somehow survive this, I don't plan to let many drow live if that's how they think.
She leans forward and looks at you, and they're like, the drow don't intend for many of you to live either.
That's fair. But their problem is they're doing it before all this. So in my opinion, even Lilith with however many followers she has, in my opinion, I don't think that just her is enough for Tiamat as well. So whatever kind of crazy stuff is she's trying to pull, I just don't think that she understands the brevity of this situation. But I do know that we have to work with her, so as hard as it's going to be, if we do somehow convince him that we're powerful enough, and we're probably going to have to work with us through Beholder as well, but it is what it is. And hopefully the Beholder will be smart enough to know that you might need a little bit of help. So I guess I am going to be just as dumb as you all. Playing with dice odds, so I don't know.
Just once you start down, like it's hard to stop until you are stopped.
That's fair.
But it's if it's for the greater good, then so all I'm doing is waiting to see if what I did was.
So one last question before I leave. Again, I appreciate your time. If some crazy way we did release you, what would your plan be? What would your next actions be? Would you try to take over their kingdom again? Would you go straight to the drow and help them? What would you do?
She looks at you And she just sort of has a little half smile, and she turns and just takes her back to you.
Of course. I just want you to know, I was trying to help. But it is what it is. You have fun with your chains. I'm going to turn to walk out.
Mm-hmm. As you're about to go up the steps, she says, "Remember, your trust can be used against you."
Freak, I really don't want to be drawn back into this.
What's up?
I'll keep that in mind.
You keep going up,
Oh my god.
and you turn the corner, and at this point, you see Saddlescar holding the mace.
Break me, piece of trash.
He's staring into the mace.
Piece of freaking trash.
He then looks at you and be like, "It's like, what's so weird about this?" and just throws it down onto the table.
Okay. Right now, I am talking to Bishop real out of my head. And if I wasn't a good person, I'd be saying a lot of coarse words. But I'm saying, what the freak, Bishop? What was that all about?
When you say that, you look at the mace and you see the eyes appear and they're looking at you.
Okay, Bishop, I gotta be honest with you right now. Am I somehow bound to that mace now?
So apparent, the bishop goes, "That's not the Duke's eyes looking."
Whose eyes is it?
He says, "You know whose eyes they are."
Wait. If I know, you gotta tell me, because I'm going a bunch of different ways here, because my mind just got blown. Okay. Tell me. Because Tiamat has like a bunch of heads of eyes, so I'm not sure that you would be Tiamat. It's not Tiamat, correct?
It's not her. It's not Tiamat.
Thank God. Okay. But is it... Freak. There's always a big look at me. Is it names? Or is it shadow scars?
So
or is it mine? I guess
you're gonna have to look deep into those eyes of that.
Not again! Freak me!
So do you choose not to at this time?
No, I'm gonna talk to Bishop one more time. Bishop, and I gotta know.
So remember what Bishop goes, "Tread lightly."
I did, and you saved me the first time. But if that's not the...
So, it's just... Like really, you've not been staring at those eyes. You notice those eyes. If you've been, you don't like it. They're just following you around. So.
I'm gonna ask Bishop. And there's eyes, not one eye. There are two eyes.
There are two eyes. Do you try to look at the eyes longer?
Okay. Well, hold on. Before I do, I'm probably going to. But before I do, I gotta know Bishop's got my back.
So Bishop goes, "I cannot protect you always."
I know you can. I know.
He said, "And I can't save your soul if you don't have it."
Fair enough. Okay. I am going to glance at the eyes.
Roll to see how well your glance goes, or if you need to look.
What am I rolling?
Constitution.
I knew that's what you'd say. Okay. All right. That rolls another dice. Yes, sir. 18.
Okay, so you actually get a good look at it, and you notice that the shade of the eyes are they're two eyes, but they're different shades. One is probably your shade, And the other is probably Dane's shade.
That makes more sense. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay. I'm kind of on that level. I thought it might be Dane's or mine, and then I was really afraid of BC X-Course, X-Course. I trapped in the maze, but that's all keys together. Okay. Interesting. So now I'm going to ask the bishop. Oh, she heard what Dane said about her life being shorter by just using the maze. I'm not telling him that I think that is mine and Dane's eyes, but I don't understand.
The bishop says, the part of you that understands.
Is in this.
It's like, well, understands.
All right. There's no other way for me to get that part back, is there?
He's like, not as you are now.
But you're saying it's possible. Well, if I get stronger.
And he says, do you even know what's lost?
Well, not really, no.
It's hard to find what you don't know what's been lost.
Fair enough.
In time, you probably will know.
Well, you've been with me. You have any insights on what's been lost, Bishop?
He says, I just know what your eyes and ears are. I dare not go into your soul. He says, if I go into your soul, your soul will be mine.
No, I know. I appreciate it. That's why I said I appreciate it.
He's like, do you wish me to enter your soul?
No.
He said, I would like to walk amongst the world again.
I'm sure you would, and you may get to one someday. I mean, I may accept your offer someday, but that day's not today.
Pity.
I know.
It's like black and green are very good colors on me.
I laugh in my head. I didn't know that you could be funny, Bishop. I appreciate a little bit of comedy.
It's like, I did not jest.
I know you didn't, but it was funny for me. Oh, well. I might need getting your powers through them later, Bishop, depending on how all this turns out.
The bishop then goes, I sense loss.
What do you mean you sense loss?
So death and loss is coming.
Oh, well, it's probably already here in the West. Are you saying coming to here, this place that I'm standing right now? This kingdom that I'm in.
He said sometimes I feel so.
The Drow are coming, aren't they?
So I do not know, but I feel death and loss and depression. So be careful, incompetent. I would rather not raise you sooner than I have to.
Well, I appreciate that because we're in the same boat on that one, Bishop.
It's like, what is, you keep talking about boat. It's like, do you have a vessel that can see the world faster?
Well, yeah, I mean, there are boats. I mean, which is curious because...
He was like, I cannot get on a boat because I am stuck under the city.
True, but I do have one question, Bishop, before I go. And you might not even know, but I just got to ask. I'm not sure if you were with me while I was in the sphere, but...
he said, I cannot go into another soul.
I didn't think that you could, but I just wanted to know.
So,
but the Duke kept mentioning something about he was on a ship.
So,
why would he say that?
Well, did you not just tell me that we're in the same boat? roll for insight.
I kind of know. Hey, 13.
They don't understand your colloquialisms.
They don't.
They think you're being literal.
Freak. Man, Bishop. Stop confusing me, Bishop.
like you're the one that confused him.
We're
You're
in the same situation.
Yeah, you can say we're in the same boat.
We're in the same situation. When I say that, I'm going to teach you a lot, Bishop, about the world. You just wait. But when I say that we're in the same boat, I mean that we're in the same situation.
So
we say some weird things.
So do boats go from one situation to another?
Well, sometimes you can hop off one situation and get into another boat. So sometimes you can get in a different boat than somebody else.
It's like, do you own a fleet of ships?
I wish I did, Bishop, but I don't. Stop it. You're stopping, Bishop. Stop it. You're technically what I was talking about. Why would he be on the boat?
It's like,
or is he just trying to mess with my mind?
I think that the other being doesn't understand your figure of speech.
Because I said on the boat that they put the same boat earlier. You just wait, Bishop. You're gonna learn a lot. Hopefully, you have time to learn a lot.
So I feel I chose the right name for you, Incompetent.
You probably did, but I'm just glad that you chose a different name for me. I appreciate that.
So names have power. Do not forget that.
I will not forget that. I'm gonna have to figure out how Izod or Dave, whoever, learn that name or learn how to get their name. That's gonna be interesting. How many? You said there were 7 of you, Bishop?
Correct. The divine number.
Well, correct. That's what I thought. And how many did you? Is there any left?
It's like I know I could talk to the king.
That was it.
And the king didn't really elaborate on this. He was strong enough to speak to me, but
No,
but they did say that some were unavailable or missing.
So the one that I call the darkness, the one that we call the darkness. How do you think he feels about Tiamat being here?
I really do not know his plan because I did not know that he was the darkness until
Recently?
Until you all let me know.
Well. Looks like we have a lot to learn. So I'm gonna tell Shadowscar again, you better stay away from that mace, man. That's all I'm saying. I know that you don't think it's powerful, but you just stay away from it.
Shadowscar's insight is high. He's just sort of he looks at your face, wondering why you look at him so oddly now.
Oh well, I'm gonna tell him.
It's like, was the conversation not good? What did she tell you?
We'll talk about that in a second. I'd like Sir Lightbringer to be. I don't want to have to explain myself twice. I would rather explain myself once.
Okay. So, are you all done? Ready to leave?
I think so, yeah. I would think that, although not in character, I'm not saying this in character.
So it's out of character. Okay.
Yeah. I do plan to use Honor Truth on Shadowscar.
At some point.
Yes. Okay. My person
just.
Cool, but it wasn't the
Well, I guess you'll just have to talk to Shadowscar about it, and then maybe Nick about it.
Okay.
So, are you all ready to leave the chamber?
I think so, yes. And I do remember the knock, even though I'm pretty frazzled right now.
All right. Well, you're frazzled. Roll for it to see if you remember.
Why not even? What am I rolling for? History or
Yeah, we'll do performance or history, whichever's higher.
performance? Let's go performance. Freak me, Mason. 6.
So you're torn up. You decide not to knock.
I'm gonna like.
Yeah.
I'm just on for second number 1. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. Like you decide not to knock. You decide not to knock, but Shadowscar is like, it's like, what is wrong with you? It's like he knocks it correct, and
okay, thank the Lord for Shadowscar. Right?
and the door opens, and you Lightbringer's there. So and this concludes our session. I guess we'll see if Dane reveals any other secrets if anyone else happens to speak.